So, when did you come to the club, Tony?
My first year was 1964.
You came down as a player?
I came down as a player, yeah, for sure.
How was it?
Well, it was my first game of football.
Ever?
Ever, because we didn't have juniors in those days. We only had one side, and that was a senior side. And it was either play senior football or nothing at all.
And how old were you?
I was just turned 17.
Right.
And my first game I can still remember because we played Sylvan, and of course they were made up of families like Mount Evelyn was. There was a lot of people in the side, and that were from families that were either blood relations or marriage relations and all that, and
yeah.
Sylvan was the same, and it was very territorial, and I really thought I wasn't going to get out of there that day with my life. It was just...
Well, what happened?
Oh, it was just full on, absolutely full on. It was just almost a last man standing type of thing. If you touched one of the opposition players, well, his family would jump in, and then Mount Evelyn's family would jump in, and it just became like a free-for-all. It was so scary.
So did you come back the next week?
Oh yeah, I came back the next week. But that's the way it was, and we had some pretty heavy guys on our side that looked after little blokes like myself.
What position were you playing?
I was mostly playing on the wing.
Ah, right.
So I wasn't a targeted player at all, but some of the more key position players were, and of course once it started, well, everyone was in, and for both sides, and the umpires used to just stand back and scratch their head because they couldn't do anything.
God. So who were some of the bigger guys in your club that would look after you?
We had a couple of guys that was virtually the end of their careers at that time. It was the Harrison boys. That's not to be confused with the recent Harrisons, which is Johnny's uncle and Normie's uncle. There was a few of those Harrisons, and they were pretty handy blokes to have around, for sure. They sort of made sure that little blokes like myself were looked after, and yeah, it was scary.
A moment ago you were recalling a particular game. You're talking about when you played Sylvan, was it? Where you were saying...
Oh, no, that was Warrandyte.
Warrandyte, yeah.
That was our second side. Steve-O was the coach of the second side, and Warrandyte were pretty favoured side at that stage, and we beat them here. We kicked 22 goals straight without kicking 1 point for the day.
Fantastic.
It was just incredible. Steve-O couldn't kick for nuts. I think he kicked about 3 goals. He's never kicked 3 goals in his life, I don't think. But yeah, we just couldn't miss. I've never seen it done before where, like, there's not a rush behind or a point kick.
Yeah.
22 goals straight, I thought that was a pretty good effort.
So wonder the opposition didn't try and push a rush through to spoil it.
Well, I don't know whether it sort of occurred to them or not, but anyway, that stood, and I don't know if it's any sort of record or not, but it was something that we were sort of pretty proud of that Saturday night. So, to be sort of like...
So what are your best memories about the club?
Oh, crikey. There's lots. I think, like, to start with, it was such a, how can I put it, it was just such a place to be. I mean, you wouldn't even think or dream of going to, like, another club that's like Lilydale or anyone else around. I mean, this was home, and it was, like I said, it was territorial.
Yeah.
And it even sort of got to, even sometimes in the streets, like in the Lilydale or something like that, you could sort of see opposition players there, and you sort of, Yeah, because they were the, well, I don't know about the enemy,
Yeah.
but they just sort of weren't us. So, but it was a lot different. I mean, no one got any money out of it. You played because it was your hometown.
Yeah.
And, you know, those guys did the same thing too. So that's what it was all about. Because in those days it was a little bit different. There was no TV and stuff like that. I mean, this was the outlet for each week.
Yeah.
And it's something you did because you wanted to.
Did you train?
The first year we trained, but there wasn't too many turned up, so I think it was, well, I don't know, sometime during the year we sort of just gave training away because guys just weren't turning up. So,
Right.
you know, but you know, guys were hard to get in those days.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard to get people. There wasn't all that many around. So, you know, you just had what you know, you could sort of find around the place through friends and things like that. And,
Who were the best players you played with?
oh, crikey. Oh, there's been some good ones. There's been some really good ones. I'd say that one comes to mind would have to be Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
That's back in the days when the drop kick was the flavour of the month, and everyone could just drop kick. But Peter Jackson could kick left foot, right foot, drop kick, and kick the same distance and accuracy with either foot. He was a brilliant footballer.
What year was that? What years?
Oh, crikey, now you've got me. Look, I'm not too sure. I'd have to look it up. But he was a brilliant footballer. And, John Nielsen was another guy that he always looked like he was going for a walk somewhere or something. He'd never look like he got flustered or anything. He just, I don't know, he's just one of those magical players. He could just attract the football, and when he had it, he knew what to do with it. He was very good, very good footballer.
Do you come down here now to watch the games?
No, I don't get a chance to at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm with another club.
But you've got good memories of it anyway.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, you talk about good footballers. Well, a lot of the memories and friends and that, maybe they weren't champion footballers, but oh geez, they were good friends.
Yeah, right.
Over the years.
Yep.
And I don't think that you ever lose that.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yep.
You know, you can meet these people after years and years and years, and it's still just the same as when you meet. It's just the same as what it was back then. It's no different.
Yeah.
You know, there's good people. You know, like you say, have memories of certain footballers, but I think it's the people around here that have been the big attraction. I think there's been some great people, absolutely great families, great people. You know, it's something you can't buy.
Who were some of the great families?
Oh, crikey. I think at one stage there you couldn't mention a name without them, like the families being related.
Oh, right.
Like, you know, there was just, like I mentioned, the Nielsens and Parrish, Vianders, Eastham's, oh, crikey.
Yeah.
You know, well, Johnny Stroud, he's part of the, he's married to a Viander, and so it goes on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's just a continual thing, but you know, Mount Evelyn's made up of some great families and great people. And it's been something. It's been a trip that's been worthwhile for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
No problem.